Hello and welcome to On Location. I'm Mary Ellen Harkins, and this is Compass Cable TV on Channel 2 in beautiful Morganton, North Carolina. We're here at CAMA today. CAMA, of course, means the City of Morganton Municipal Auditorium, and as you know, it's a beautiful, beautiful place. And today we're going to be opening an exhibit here that is going to be honoring Eda Baker for her music and her life. So stay with us as we honor Eda Baker, one of our own blues musicians. I think they call it the Piedmont Blues, actually. And so we're still here at CAMA, and we're honoring Eda Baker. And I found this lovely gentleman here, and this is Edgar Baker, her son. Edgar, tell us about this day.
This is a project that come together through me and one of my friends that just honored my mother.
Oh, really? It was your idea?
Well, it wasn't my idea. It was my friend's
Your friend's idea.
Yeah, that was always, I'm going to introduce him when he gets here. Good friend of the family, and enjoyed being around my mother, playing. And
oh yeah, I'm sure you're all musically inclined, aren't you?
yeah. The biggest part of the family, right?
And your mother probably taught all of you.
Well, yeah, we were there. If you come in and she's always playing, you're gonna learn something, you know. And stepping over guitars as you come in the front door, eventually you're gonna pick up a guitar, right?
Oh, I know what it's like. I'm married to a musician, too. And he was playing banjo since he was 4.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah,
so
talented.
I do know what that's like. So tell us how it was growing up with your mother. Do you have all the details?
Just wonderful.
Really? I guess it was.
We were always busy, always around music, always traveling. Just a wonderful life, yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
And she was working at the same time.
Up to the time when she retired, that's when she stepped off into the professional world.
And did she have 9 children?
9 children, right.
Right. Well, I came from a family of 6, so 9 is a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot. And we've lost 2 family members since then, but it's 7 siblings
Still
around
going.
and probably be all here today.
Oh, yeah, this is a big day for them.
Yeah,
Because this exhibit's going to be here all the time from now on.
Yeah, from now on. And
yeah, so we encourage people in Morganton area, or if you're a musician, you might want to come by and see this, because you're going to also give one of her guitars, right?
actually, I put the guitars I had from her on exhibit.
You are going to, okay.
Yeah, and they're going to be unveiling these in
a few minutes.
in a few minutes. Yeah, it's beautiful. They're really beautiful.
Yeah, it's amazing. And I heard, too, there's going to be a bronze statue of your mother here, too.
It's going to take about another year, but that's on the...
It's on the agenda.
In the works, on the agenda right now to have that erected here inside of the building.
Yeah,
So it's just an honor for us and really for Morganton, because she was Morganton and Burke County's own.
Yes, she was.
Yeah.
And I was on the computer, and there is amazing things about her. She collaborated with Taj Mahal.
Right.
Right. And I said I lived where Taj Mahal lived, and now I live where Etta lives.
Okay. Well.
But she was blues too.
Yeah. Actually, blues.
Folk music, blues,
Yeah,
Piedmont blues.
Piedmont blues, and she was inducted into the Music Hall of Fame.
Oh, really?
Just 2 years ago in Wilkesboro, North Carolina.
Oh, really? That's amazing.
Yeah, and she was just so popular and famous, and got to be she was world renowned.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. International and nationally.
Yeah.
And as well as local. Everybody knew Eda Baker.
And I love the name Eda Baker.
Yeah, it sounds like
a professional
star.
name,
Yeah,
it?
It does.
Well, she was a star. She definitely was.
Right.
Well, we're going to start with the exhibit in a few minutes, so we'll see you there. And thanks for speaking with me.
And thank you for coming, and it's an honor and a pleasure.
Oh, it's our pleasure to be here.
To have you.
Yeah, thank you.
And thank you very much.
I'm Bill Coleman, Mayor of the City of Morganton, North Carolina. It's a very proud day for me and the City Council and everyone in this community. Members of the Baker family and extended family, Eda's many, many friends and guests. As Mayor of Morganton and on behalf of the City Council, and I want to name our City Council members, Sidney Simmons, Ronnie Thompson, John Cantrell, and Forrest Fleming. It's an honor to welcome you here today. It was my very great privilege and pleasure to know Etta Baker. Like so many of you, I was an admirer, and I was honored when her family asked me to speak at the memorial service held for her in this very building in 2006. I'm equally honored to be a part of these festivities. Those who knew her will tell you that Etta might have been in a small stature of a lady, but everything else about Etta, her spirit, her talent, her positive influence on her family and friends was gigantic. I think I even told her one time that if I was half as good of being an elected official in this community as she was being a friend, then I would be governor or president. A lot of you probably have your own favorite Eda Baker stories, and I'd like to share just one of mine. Over the years, many of you have joined us as we celebrated the annual Historic Morganton Festival. While some of you may not know that that was when it was started 30 years ago, over 30 years ago to be exact, by some wonderful citizens and myself in this community, Eda Baker was one of the first people I asked to perform. For several years, we staged the festival. Etta was always anxious to perform for her hometown friends and fans. Each summer, I'd go to her home to again ask her if she would be a part of the festival. Each time, she insisted that I have a seat in her home, in her living room, and she'd bring out the guitar to play a few songs for me. One time, when she finished playing, she asked me if I would like for her to teach me to play and sing. I said, Miss Etta, I don't think you've got a bucket big enough for me to carry a tune in. Etta's face just beamed. I know I'm not the only person she offered to teach. In fact, the list of those who have benefited from her knowledge is a who's who of the music world. Much was written about how folks could just show up on her doorstep, and you all know that, many of you do. And in the moments, time was gone because people brought out their guitars, banjos, and other instruments, and an impromptu concert was underway. I never heard of anyone being refused or turned away in Miss Etta's living room. Etta was not one to turn anybody away, no matter who they were. And while our musical gifts were renowned, her ability to make friends of any and all that came to her door, including this mayor, was every bit as legendary. Though Etta's voice may have been soft and her touch gentle, she was, in fact, as strong as the mountains that were the backdrop for much of her life. And with just a handful of chords and the guitar or banjo, she could connect with the souls and spirits of her audience. Etta's music was just like Etta herself. Sweet, clear, and honest. I don't know much about musical styles. I do know that Etta's was unique. I also know when I watched her perform, she always connected with the audience, no matter what age. I know even in the last years of her life, she performed all over the world, and to audiences that fill large stadiums and auditoriums. But I'll always remember her performing on the Burke County Courthouse lawn, with about 24 little children gathered at her feet at one of the first historic Morganton festivals. She wouldn't let us pay her for playing. She said it was an honor to have been asked to be in her hometown. She was wrong. We were the ones who were honored. Today, I am so very, very happy that all of us in Morganton get to return the favor to Miss Etta. We get to open this exhibit in her honor. And I hope that for generations to come, fans, friends, musicians, scholars will come to this place to get a feel for this wonderful woman who blessed all of us with her great talent and her great capacity for making friends. In this world, the Eda Bakers are few, and we were honored to have had her in this community most all of her life. Those who knew her and loved her, her family and her multitude of friends will never forget her. Now with this exhibit, those who never met her will have a chance to learn why she was so important to so many in this community and afar. And every time someone hears Railroad Bill, anytime someone performs the One-Time Blues, anytime someone visits this exhibit, Etta Baker and Etta's legacy will live on in this community and throughout the world. Thank you. May God bless you. And I'd like to turn it over to Sally Sandy, our city manager of the City of Morganton.
It is truly an honor for me to get to play some part in this event today because it is really exciting and a great thing for our community and a great thing for a wonderful lady. I get the pleasure today of sharing with you the names of the Eda Baker Memorial Committee. And those are the folks who have worked very hard on this project so that we can all be sitting here today and getting to do this dedication and getting to enjoy this. And those members are Eda Baker, Frank Baker, Larry Cole, Denise Jimenez, Deb Jones, Joe and Rick Metcalf, Edward Viper, Bob Pruitt, Don Wright, Amber Austin, and Bill Wilson. And we certainly want to thank those folks for their dedication to this and sticking with this and making this something that is going to be a reality that everyone can enjoy from this day forward. And now it's my pleasure to introduce to you Artie Logan, who really needs no introduction, but who is a member of the family who is going to share with you a biography.
Good evening. It's certainly a pleasure to be here. First of all, I would like to let you know that this beautifully written biography was not written by me. It was written by none other than the 4-time Grammy Award winner, David Holt, who was a personal friend and also very, very fond of Eda Baker. He could not be with us today, of course, because of his busy schedule, but you'll hear more about that later. Eda Baker was one of the finest guitarists in the Piedmont blues tradition, having learned the smooth, rhythmic two-finger picking style from her father in the early 1900s. She played a music that was both exciting to the modern ear and historically significant to North Carolina. Miss Baker was the winner of multiple awards, including the National Folk Heritage Award and the North Carolina Heritage Award, recognizing her as a living national treasure in her lifetime. Born in Caldwell County, North Carolina on March the 13th, 1913, Etta Lucille Reed grew up in a musical family of 8 children. Her family was a mix of African American, Native American, and Irish ancestry. Boone Reed, Etta's father, was an excellent guitarist, banjo player, and fiddler. Every member of her family made music playing traditional mountain songs as well as tunes from the Piedmont blues tradition. At the age of 3, sitting on her father's lap with his guitar laying horizontally across them, Etta played her first notes on the guitar. She continued practicing an hour a day for the next 90 years. She learned to play hymns, rags, parlor music, and 10 Pan Alley songs from her father, who was her lifetime music teacher and mentor. A multi-instrumentalist, equally adept at playing piano, violin, guitar, and banjo. Etta often played at dances and parties with her father and sister, Cora. Etta gave up most of her public performing when she married Lee Baker in 1936, but she continued to play for her family and friends and at home for her 9 children. A chance meeting in 1956 with Paul Clayton while Etta and Lee were on vacation led to Etta's first appearance on a recording. Clayton was collecting field recordings when he discovered her. Etta, her father, and brother-in-law Lacey Phillips were featured on the album, Instrumental Music of the Southern Appalachian, a recording that influenced many musicians during the folk revival of the 1960s. including rising stars such as Bob Dylan and Taj Mahal. After the Clayton recording, Etta went back to raising her children and playing for friends and family only. Lee died in 1967, and after 24 years of working at Style Textile Company, Etta retired in 1973 at the age of 60 to focus on her music. Etta started playing festivals and concerts. In 1991, she released her first album, One Dime Blues, and went on to record 3 more albums. The last one, an all-banjo instrumental recording, was released posthumously. Etta's two-finger style of playing guitar, that is thumb and index finger, follows in the tradition of other great Piedmont guitarists and fellow Carolinians, like Elizabeth Cotton and Gary Davis. Known for her beautiful arrangements and driving rhythm, her guitar playing influenced fingerstyle guitarists everywhere. Etta continued to perform in her 90s, passing away on September 23, 2006, at the age of 93. She was a treasure to the world of the Piedmont blues, the city of Morganton, and the state of North Carolina. Eda Baker was a kind, generous, and strong woman, loved by all who knew her. On a personal note, I would like to say, our family would like to express appreciation for this moment in time. Not only does the world know the magnitude of our celebrity, the city of Morganton has made it possible to put her treasures on exhibit for all to remember. Let this day be known as a great day, to be a great day for the memory, recognition, and appreciation of Miss Etta Baker. Thank you.
Etta Baker of Morganton, North Carolina, is one of the finest guitarists in the Piedmont blues tradition. She learned this smooth, rhythmic style of picking from her father in the early 1900s. Etta is a winner of the National Folk Heritage Award as well as the North Carolina Heritage Award, making her a living national treasure. That's beautiful, Etta. Where did you learn going down the road feeling bad?
Just from Daddy.
From Daddy. And where did he learn it, do you suppose?
He learned that from his daddy.
From his daddy. Now, how did you learn to play this guitar?
My dad, he set me up in the middle of the bed, and he'd lay the guitar across, and I'd note from the top. He knew I had my fingers in the right place, but I wasn't getting much sound.
You were just 3 years old?
I like about a month being 3.
That's amazing. And you once told me that you still practice an hour a day.
Right.
And you've been doing that since you were 3.
For a long, long time, about 89 years.
What's so great about your music is that we're hearing something that goes back into the late 1800s or middle 1800s. And I know one of the very first early styles of blues guitar was the slide guitar. People would put a bottleneck on their finger or a piece of pipe.
Yeah, Dad would cut a bottleneck, and he would saw around it a little bit and then rub it with a big, heavy, coarse thread and get it hot and hit it, and it would pop off.
What kind of bottle did he use to do that?
Well, some of Granddad's whiskey bottles.
There you go.
Looks like you got some beautiful apples here in your garden.
That's due to be a yellow delicious,
Yeah.
but it's kind of late.
Now you've lived to be 91 years old.
Didn't know a doctor till I was 89.
Wow. What's your philosophy on that?
Working hard, that's good for you.
What kind of work do you like to do?
I do all of my yard work, hedge cutting, and all of that.
What is it that you love so much about gardening?
Well, I guess I took that after my mama. She loved it.
Etta, you told me one time you didn't feel old till you were 90.
No, I didn't.
What's your motto?
Well, I won't give up.
Just keep on going.
Do you think your music helped you stay alive a long time?
Oh, yeah.
In what way?
You get to playing and it makes you feel good and you forget your troubles.
Now, the Carolina Breakdown is one of the first blues tunes, is the first blues tune your father ever
That's
heard.
the first one I heard him play.
Yeah, it was the first one he ever heard too, wasn't it? You're playing in what we call the Piedmont blues style, where you're playing with your thumb and your pointer finger, and that's playing all the notes. The thumb's playing the bass notes, the pointer finger's playing the melody notes. And you're really one of the people who play this that learned it from folks who learned it way back in the late 1800s. So let's take one of those old tunes that came from your grandfather. So way back in the 1800s, Railroad Bill. Let's try that one. Did you have a lot of brothers and sisters in your family? How many?
There was 8 in all, 4 of each.
And which one were you? Were you the youngest? So did anybody else play music in your family?
Yeah, all of my sisters and brothers played.
When you were younger, did you ever think about, maybe you'd go out and play professionally?
That's what I always wanted to do.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. This man came down from Portland, Oregon, and he said, Etta, why would you work so hard when you could pick up your guitar and make it easy? And this was on Wednesday. And I got to thinking about what he said, and I went to the office and I told him that I was quitting Friday, and I did. I gave him a 3-day notice.
You're still learning new songs?
Trying to.
How do you go about learning a song? Because you don't read music. Do you listen to records and learn them, or how do you?
No, I don't like to take other people's music.
You just get them in your head?
And I dream a lot of my chords.
You dream your chords?
I dream the Kentucky rag.
That you had a dream about?
Yeah, and it was like putting a crossword puzzle together. This was about 2:45, and I slipped my sister's guitar out from under her bed, and I went out on the porch and put my dream together.
Etta, thanks for being with us today.
Oh, I have really, really enjoyed it.
Let's close out with one of your classic tunes, the One-Dime Blues.
One-Dime Blues.
Compass Cable TV. I'm Mary Ellen Harkins. This is On Location. I hope you enjoyed today's presentation for our own superstar, Eda Baker. And so you can see this exhibit Monday through Friday from 10 to 5. The exhibit is right here in Comma under the beautiful fresco by Ben Long. So come and visit it anytime you like, Monday through Friday from 10 to 5. Thanks for watching.